everyone, it's Amber, and today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I did this last year and I don't really recommend watching that because it's a really old video. This tag basically is kind of a way of like logging your reading up to this point in the year. So I set my reading goal at 24 books because I was thinking like 12 months and 2 books a month, so that's 24. So I set it at 24 and I'm at 21 right now and I'm 10 books ahead of schedule, which I'm happy with. Moving on from that to the actual questions in the tag. Number 1 is the best book that you've read so far in 2017. The best book that I've read so far this year was, drumroll, is Approximately by Jen Bennett. I love this book with all my heart. I miss these characters. I just read it, but I already missed them and I already want to reread it. This book just hooked me and I love it, and there's so many relatable things in it, and it was just perfect. It was a perfect summer read and I loved it. So I have a review that's going up. I don't know if it's up now, but when it's up I will link it. And I definitely recommend watching that so you can hear about this book because it's phenomenal and it's amazing, and I highly recommend you guys go out and pick up this book and read it and cradle it in your arms and say, book, you're amazing. Number 2 is best sequel that you have read so far in 2017. The best sequel that I've read so far in 2017 was definitely The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. This book was really fun and it was just everything that you wanted, because the first book, if you guys didn't know, doesn't have Percy Jackson in it, and I thought it was gonna have Percy Jackson in it, but he wasn't in it. So when Percy came back, it's just like my heart was completed. This book for sure was my favorite sequel so far. We'll see if anything beats this. Number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet but want to. I have a couple that I really want to read. One of them is called The Love Interest. I forget the author, but this one is about like spies, and it's like a diverse read, which is really great. It's about I think these 2 guys are like spying on this girl, not in a creepy way, like they're spies, and they have like a mission. They have to like go spy on this girl, and then they end up falling in love with each other, and it just sounds so cute. So I really want to read that, and I haven't really heard a lot about it from other booktubers, but I really am interested in reading that book because it sounds like it's gonna be really good. And the other one that I've been really like intrigued by lately is The Sandcastle Empire. That one, it just sounds so good, and I've been watching like Survivor lately, and I think that's why I'm intrigued by it, because I know it's like they're like on an island and it's like dystopian, and it just sounds like really fun and really different. And I think the film rights have already gotten picked up by Leonardo DiCaprio, which also makes me want to read it even more, so I've been really drawn to that book lately. Most anticipated release for the second half of 2017. I'm really anticipating Because You Love to Hate Me, because I'm really excited to see like the collaboration between like booktubers and authors, and I think that's really fun. And also it's about villains, which is also super fun and really different and cool, so I'm excited for that. Number 5 is Biggest Disappointment. I didn't really have anything that I was super disappointed by. I would say that the only thing that I was like a little disappointed by was Percy being a wallflower, but I wasn't really disappointed. I guess I was disappointed because I thought that it was going to like impact me a lot more, but it didn't really. I wasn't like that big of a fan of the book, which is probably an unpopular opinion, and I'm really sorry. You guys are completely entitled to your own opinions, but I didn't really love the book. I liked it, but I wasn't like in love with it. Number 6 is Biggest Surprise, and I have to again go with Approximately by Jen Bennett. First off, the way that I found the book was really random. I was just watching booktube videos. I think actually it was Taylor Talks Books. She mentioned this book and I thought that sounded interesting. She said one thing about it that really made me want to read it. I forget what it was, and I saw it in the bookstore like the day after I watched that video, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up because it could be good, and I trust Taylor, so I'm glad that I did because I loved this book so much. So thank you, Taylor, for recommending this. And it surprised me because of, number 1, like I read it so quickly after I bought it, and I just like was going through my shelves and reading the first chapter in like a couple different contemporaries because I was in the mood for one, and I picked this up and I started reading it, and then I just didn't stop. Next is Favorite New Author, and for this one I'm gonna have to go with Stephanie Garber. The writing in this book was like beautiful, and I really enjoyed the atmosphere and the world. I never thought that I would like a book like this, and I really loved this, and it kept me on the edge of my seat, so I really really am excited to see more from Stephanie, and I love this book, and there's going to be a second one, so I'm really looking forward to that. But she's definitely one of my favorite new authors, and I would definitely read other books from her since I enjoyed this so much. I actually have a review of this book, so I'll link that down below and in the I button if you guys are interested. Number 8 is Newest Fictional Crush. And my newest fictional crush is Porter from Alex Approximately, because he is beautiful, he's a surfer, and I'm in love with him, and his personality is just really cute. He's just so adorable, and I just really, really love him. So he's definitely my new fictional crush. Newest favorite character. One of my new favorite characters is actually Leo Valdez from the Heroes of Olympus series. He's super funny, and I really, really love him, and he makes the series like a lot more fun because of all the jokes that he makes and stuff, and I never thought someone could be quite as funny as Percy, but Leo really filled the gap a little bit in the first book for me because I missed Percy and all of his humor, and I was like, this book isn't going to be funny if Percy Jackson isn't in it, but it was still funny because Leo is hilarious. So I really, really love him, and I already really love this character, but I grew to love her even more in this book, and that is Moore from A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Mist and Fury and the ACOTAR series. We learned a lot about her in the second book, but I feel like we learned a lot more about her, and I grew to appreciate and love her even more in the third book, and I just really like her character, so she's definitely one of my new favorites. Number 10 is a book that made you cry, and fun fact, I don't really cry very often when I read books or watch movies, so the only book like I've come close to crying was ACOTAR. There are many moments in this that made me tear up. That's really crying for me. And then the opposite of that, a book that made you happy. For that, I'm gonna go with 2 books. I know, like, I'm cheating because I'm picking more than one book, but I have more than one book that made me happy. One of them was Alex Approximately, as you probably guessed, because this book is super cute and it made me happy in so many different ways, and I really love this book. And then another one was the Percy Jackson series. I've been reading Heroes of Olympus, and I'm on the 3rd one now, and this always makes me happy because I just like being in Camp Half-Blood and seeing these characters, and they're all so funny, and it just always makes me happy to just read these books. Even if nothing happy is happening, it still makes me happy because all the characters are so funny and so cute, and I love it. Number 12 is best book to movie adaptation that you've seen this year, and I actually have not seen a book to movie adaptation this year yet, which is very strange, but if this counts, Beauty and the Beast was amazing, and that's like my favorite movie I've seen this year, so I guess we can count that since technically it was originally a book. Number 13 is favorite video that you've done this year. My favorite video that I've done this year is probably my cozy morning like reading video. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll link that as well down below and in the I button. That one was just like I randomly decided to film like throughout my morning because I was having like a really relaxing morning where I went outside and read, and I was reading in my room and stuff, and it was just relaxing, so I figured that I would film, and that was the end result, and I really like the way that the video came out, and it's really relaxing. So if you need to be like calmed down or relieve stress, I highly recommend watching the video because it's very relaxing. But that is probably my favorite video that I've done this year so far. And number 14 is the most beautiful book that you have bought or received this year, and for that one I'm gonna go with the Barnes & Noble edition of Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malroy. This is just so beautiful. I love it. Like, it's just gorgeous, and it's just, I admire it, and it's on my shelf, and it's just so pretty because it looks like an old book, and it's just really gorgeous. I really love it. And the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And for this one, I picked four books slash like series, like not all of them are just one book, most of them are series, that I am gonna make a priority to finish by the end of this year, and mark my words, I will do it. I need to do this. I need to finish these books. And that is the Percy Jackson Heroes of Olympus series, which I'm already on the 3rd one, so that one I think I can do. Harry Potter, which I am on the 5th one. I know I haven't finished Harry Potter yet. I'm really sorry I haven't finished it. That is why I need to finish it, because I'm like ashamed of myself. 6 of Crows, which I really need to read that because everyone's recommending it to me, and Lady Midnight. So those are the 4 books that I really want to read by the end of this year, and if I could do those, I'll be so happy, and I won't even care that I missed other books that I really wanted to read by the end of this year. I will just be very happy that I got those done. So hopefully I can watch this video back at the end of the year and be like, wow, I accomplished something in life. But yeah, so that is it for the mid-year book freakout tag. I'll tag people down below. So I'll leave people down below that I tagged, and I'll also leave the original tag video down below if you guys are interested in that. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe down below if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!